pre-stock amulet list after the bans. With no feel of that, you have to revert to how the amulet decks were built in the past, which is to play more Tolaria Wests and play more Sun Homes. Play both Sun Home and Slayer Stronghold alongside Boros Garrison to actually kill the Primal Titan when you have amulet out. I always prefer Arboreal Cruiser to Sakura Tribe Scout because I don't like my Ram spell dying to Lava Dart, and overall I think that's a little bit too bad of a card. Sakura Tribe Scout doesn't help like when you top deck it, etc. Has many downsides. Arboreal Cruiser defense and it's pretty cool. Good in your opening hand, good to draw slightly bit later. I like it a bit more. Side stats, this deck like grown to 35 lands in the main deck if you count Telemedicine Biases as lands, which means that there is literally no space for anything besides the crucial spells. For Dryad, for small Rampage, for Amulet, for Dryad, for Explore, one Azusa, for Primal Titan, for Summoner's Pact. One Azusa I think you want to keep playing because of the Summoner's Pact. And the sideboard I have an Emrakul for the mill matchup that I would also try to bring in against control decks, because I think that might be valid, but I'm not entirely sure about that. And it's especially well supported by Tireless Tracker out of the sideboard, which doesn't really kill people, but can let you draw extra cards, and having extra cards means that you are actually somewhat, a bit more possibly achieving 15 mana, but we'll see if it's a pipe dream or not. Besides that, the typical suspects, Engine the Explosives, Pact of Negation to Tolaria West for, Swembers with removal, Rex H2 Pact for to kill Blood Moon, Runner Excavator, combine with Ghost Quarter, etc. I also chose to play free Rayon Fountain, which is something that I like to do sometimes, as I think it's the best returns per slot effect that you can run against aggressive decks. I think I like it more than I like playing spells. I want to try playing full for Fountain against Burn, etc. Is Adventurous Impulse bad? In my experience, yes. I played with it, not very good. Oftentimes missing the first green mana to actually cantrip it before turn 3, so Temptation Symbiosis is a similar effect, but I think mostly better. It does a similar thing, like it makes you draw your threats in the late game and your lands in the early game, right? Opponent last seen playing Amulet Titan. They are a known Amulet gamer in Modern, I guess. As a handout keep against non-mirror, but I think I'll move to 5. Well, this is a 5, so I guess we keep. With like one of the Dryads and I think the Sun Home, but it's kind of problematic. Can you invented Summer Bloom Titan? Yeah, not really, but I was one of the people who played it on Modo a lot, very early in the deck's history. But the main gamer was Lord Commander Snow. Just playing it like probably the first. I copied it from some like his list or some from somewhere else. Steven, don't you feel you mulligan a lot? You do, but well, that's the thing in the game of Magic the Gathering, you do mulligan a lot actually. Also, you know, mulligan semi-aggressively, just low on mulligan incentivized that, right? At least I've been trying to consciously work on mulliganing a bit harder than I typically used to. Because I've had trouble with not mulliganing too much enough in the London mulligan world. Ban Summer Bloom or ban KCI? KCI? Both, honestly, I don't know. Summer Bloom was my beginnings, but KCI I think I have a tiny bit fonder memories with. But still, I enjoyed both a great deal. Can he play Blue-White Control? I tried and I really disliked it. Seemed like a lot of work. Kanister, what is your videos? Lister 42 sister. Have you won some big events with KCI? I got second on the GP. Well, not my sister, but Lister 42 was a moderator and an MTG personality. Like when I was looking for an editor for my videos, he recommended her because she's a video editor, although she didn't know Magic at all. Like you don't really need to know it that well. I think we're losing this game, chat. I think the odds are we're losing this game. Not gonna lie, this game looks pretty unwinnable. I agree. That's because we're losing it. We had 2 amulets in hand, but we have 0. Well, we have one right now, but... well... If Explorer cycles into another amulet, that's also not enough. They don't have a way to kickstart extra mana. We go Amulet, Land, Explore, second Amulet, don't have land drops, okay, we dead. Streamer is spending my birthday watching this prelim, so I need to 4-0. I'll try. Peace Within, and Terminal Excavator, and Pact of Negotiation coming for the mirror match. 2 Grazers, and a Bojuka Block, exiting the deck. I guess that's it, I don't track Sage. Before anybody asks, I don't think track Sage is valuable. Getting older though, yeah, getting older is a one-way street, chat. Not everybody knows, but it's a one-way street. Let's move aggressively to an Amulet hand. You're getting older, everyday search. I sometimes, like at the end of the day, before I go to bed, I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking, okay, I woke up this day, one day, one day older than I woke up. How do I feel about that? And not very good. In general, like that's the reason to feel good, yeah, but it's like if really getting thought that I have a lot, but we'll get to 4 cards. How come 3 Radiant Fountains in the board? Are you not worried about burn? I think that's good returns for sideboard slots. Usage of a sideboard slot against aggressive decks, all the prowess and burn decks. But you definitely like spend your slots differently. $23 feels like the new 83. Man, 23 feels like I was 23 years ago. That was actually just 2 years ago. 2 years ago though, what happened? Early 2019, MPO wasn't existing yet. 2 years ago was 2019. Okay, exactly. Yeah. Cancer is at least 6 years old, maybe 7, yeah. Oh, I'm not younger than that, so you're right. Like, not wrong. Bucko. I think we're relatively safe to play the Titan. I can probably check for this. Wait, they didn't play Lantern 2 and now they showed you 2 other ones. You know, a family they sometimes keep the lands for trickery. They probably kept this in hand and they drew the TUS. But like, I'm not sure if their play is consistent because they kept this in play. They probably could have just kept the Grazer in hand too because it works as a ritual, so that's kind of weird. But they probably drew this and they had this in hand. Maybe they played out the Tolaria was to have the TUS in play to be able to Growth Chamber? I don't know. What is their exact plan? So, like, it's not very likely they can play the Titan this turn, given their moves in general, because I assume they don't. If they had a second Sanctuary, they wouldn't have played the lands in the way they did, so pretty sure that I can play the Titan safely, tapping for the quarter. Otherwise, I could wait a turn, but it was kind of hard to justify anyway, so I would probably prefer to play Titan anyways. If you play Titan, then play Titan. Their Titan is faster because theirs has haste. They're most likely win, but it's also like not a given. Stream with your shirt off, please. No. I will stream with my shirt on. Okay, so we have Pact of Negotiation. We need to draw a bounce land. And then, so we go Amulet. Then if we draw a bounce land and 2 draws, we go bounce land, play the Dryad, play a second land. And then turn 3 we have the thing. That's like all that we do. So it's turn 3 Titan. If we draw a bounce land, which the odds are kind of slim, shady, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. No, because the Boros Charism counts. Grazer is a moon anyway, sure, but if my hand is a good keep, then I'm gonna keep it. So it's actually 9 because Boros Charism is fine. Sample size 2. You're 30%, which seems low. Now, this hand I'm much more attracted to. What do we put back, chat? Probably Dryad or Pelisian Grove? Or Explore, but I don't think it's Explore though. Well, Dryad is decent for making sure that that Valakut is extremely lethal. The Titan is extremely lethal, but it's probably gonna be anyways. We get to our Sperzi move and to 5. We definitely keep Azusa. Yeah, because we have an Amulet, so if we get a Titan, then we're gonna get a Ghost Quarter up, so opponent's not gonna do that much. But it's also going to be that much better in this hand. Yes, Azusa makes it much easier to ritual out a Titan from your hand. Like, in fact, Azusa is actually actively desirable. Let's play the Garen Brick first, because that does count as a double land for some combinations. What is your current sleeping schedule right now? 3 to... oh, nice order. 3 AM 9 or 10. Amulet Turf Explore. That's not good because then we don't have enough mana the next turn. What we want to do is play Cavern of Souls, Explore, play the Valakut, next turn play Amulet, Turf, Azusa, Turf, tap this with Turfs, play Titan. In hope that they don't play Titan on their turn with 3 cards. I don't think there's a better way to do than what I want to do. Like, you can play this Slayer Stronghold and play an Amulet, which is like punishable by Rexage, but I doubt the Rexage is in. It also gives the info that I have this on, but since I drew the Slayer Stronghold, if I want to haste a Titan, I need to do it now, I think, because this needs to be in play. Explore. Okay, just cycle the bounce, so that doesn't do anything. It just cycles for free. He is dead, question mark. Who's he in this scenario? If we play Titan, we are at a huge advantage and they probably don't recover, yeah. But maybe they will. Growth Chamber. This is a transmuting type situation. Or they have an Azusa. Oh no. Come on. Well, they tapped the castle so they can't. Okay, they transmuting chat, they didn't have the Titan. And they tapped the castle, so fortunately for us, we get to untap and then we get to dominate, I guess. But yeah, then well, let's see if they don't have something, you know, odd like a Dismember. Because if they have a Dismember, then they can stop me. Okay, they do have a Dismember, chat. Which means that we are in trouble. Maybe Dismember is not too bad, I guess, because the Dryad is a pretty attractive target to kill. Also, why I'm using this as also and not this one? I haven't thought of Dismember much, but with like the way Dryad works, you sometimes want to kill the Dryad. But I guess what we could shit. No, what I was supposed to do. Okay, messed up, chat. No, I wouldn't mess up. I wouldn't have enough lands in play for the Dryad. I'm fine, I didn't mess up. What is the case is that we know that we're gonna play Titan next turn and that can be saved. Back for Sage to kill Amulet. Sage is not in my deck and I don't have 3 mana up, so there's multiple problems with your line. But yeah, it was an option when I had more mana, but I didn't board the Sage because I don't think it's particularly good. And again, maybe with the Dryad it is more worthwhile, but still not a huge fan. Okay, I'm gonna have Ghost Quarter apps. I still play land now, I can't. So let my opponent kill me. Oh, super Clash Dismember for them. It killed me. Land from Explorer, I already played it. I already played the land from Explorer. Or rather, I already played the land from Azusa. And pool of your... Yeah, I actually also thought that I'm gonna be able to play land after Explore, but the way it works is that the actual land drop effects let you play an extra amount of lands in a given turn. And they don't let you play more than that. Which means that since the Azusa played a land and then died, I already played 1 extra land for that turn. So the Explore let me play other land, but not any more lands. Which I guess it maybe makes sense to board in Dismember on the draw, chat. What's the cat clawing the door? The behavior that they have, and I don't know how to make them stop doing that. So it does not stack since Azusa says that, yeah. Let's like Google like a proper explanation of that. Magic the Gathering, extra land drops rules. Ask a Magic Judge. How do additional land drops work? Whenever you get to play land for a turn, the game looks at how many lands you have played so far and compares the number to the number of lands you are allowed to play. As long as you haven't reached or exceeded the maximum, you're allowed to play land. When you don't have any effects that allow you to play extra lands, and it's as simple as checking if any lands you played this turn. When there are extra lands placed allowed, the game looks at your maximum number of land placed at the moment. Yep, so that's how it works. Can add their class, you can do that. It is illegal in Poland as it is deemed to be animal cruelty, I believe. So yeah, I had an Azusa. I played a land, then I play an Azusa, then I play another land. I played 2 lands this turn. Then my opponent kills my Azusa. I can play 1 land on that turn, I play 2. Then I play an Explore. I can play 2 lands on that turn, I play 2. So that's what happened. It used to that the rule was different back in Innistrad, I think. Before the legend rule. The best I can do? Not Ghost Quarters? Yes, I mean I can play the Titan with this. My hand was Dryad, Valakut, Bounce Land right now, then that would be good. But since it's not good. I probably should cut, like I left a Grazer in my decks, I probably should cut the extra Grazer for a Dismember, that'll be better. Keep 1 Grazer in my deck to Pact 4 as a sort of Simian Spirit Guide with Amulet. Yeah, I think on the draw Dismember is legit. I probably have Dismember on the play of PSG, so like we could also have it on the play, but on the draw it's more legit I think than it is on the play. I remember I played against somebody at the PT Standard Oko Mirrors, and I played an Oko Mirror against them, and we like both mulligan to 5, and he goes first and he casts Once Upon, and then I go second, I cast my Once Upon on the first turn of the game, and he says, oh yeah, the loading screens, and I'm like, okay, funny. On the draw, that's a mulligan. This one I'll keep, it's a 5 already, it has an Explore plus Castle, 10-4 Titan, so you can draw. I mean, kinda hard to make it 10-3 Titan, but possible. Okay, now it has a Dryad, so that's a better hand. Is that green-white? Infinite life. Alright, my turn 2 is very exciting, smiley face, yeah. Gonna have the Dryads, so I guess we're gonna fetch a forest. Pretty close between fetching forest and non-forest. Want to amass lands in play for Valakut shots. ASAP. Shocked, chat. Ooh, you can path in response. I didn't. You don't have a path then, so we can play this and then play Bounce Land. And get back the Gallic Garden for the minuscule value that can provide. Company. Alright. Heliod Spike Feeder. Alright, chat. Decking time, yes. Sex don't play path in their main deck, right? That's like they almost never do. You can't possibly play path in the main deck, right? Because you don't have space for that. So you can just fetch 2 Valakuts. I didn't realize Genshin was 18 gigs on PC, lol. How many gigs is it on the phone? 69 live, by the way, funny. How are you winning through this? Well, technically they have less cards in their deck, so I guess Titan fetches cards, so that's problematic, but it's Magic Online, so I can just shoot them with Valakut. Like I think Valakut outpaces the however many life points my opponent can get. Since they have to like do the investment first, so like they can't do that. So Magic Online this deck is quite a bit weaker for that reason. And I play by the rules of Magic Online rather than by the rules of pretend game of any sort. No gentlemen's agreements, just real gaming. You see, don't have time to ghost now. Why would I ghost? 169, funny. Doesn't this die? Oh, they're gonna kill the Dryads. I see. Smart. Will they? So I actually don't want to fetch a Titan. I'm gonna fetch another Dryad. Because I drew the Valakut. No, I want another Dryad because I can gain life, put counter, and kill one of the Dryads. No, wrong order, I guess. But I have auto Amulet to put it on the spike feeder. What up, Andrei Strasky? How you doing? Shouldn't be asleep at 1:38 AM check time. Weird, you let me. And Pepe would have concealed by now, or if 47 cards, I probably would have. Not feasible. They probably have another spike feeder. Maybe they do. Probably our land drop could be. Next turn we can actually return the 10 timber to our hand, the bounce land, but we want to keep the bounce on our hand to shoot creatures. But I can do some stuff. Maybe a sprawl. They can always ballista me from hand, so a fetch would be greatly appreciated. Collective company, sure. Berserker speed? Kinda on. Guess they can hit the apparitions. They also cannot hit the apparitions. It's a good draw. They have land, we die. You'd think so, but you would be wrong. I'll show you. Well, you can just fetch, you can just get a regular fetch instead. And stack the triggers correctly, which I forgot about, honestly, but it's funny that I can put +1/+1 counters on Utopia Sprawl though, that's interesting. Always yes in general to Valakuts. Mystic Rainforest is my graveyard already, but But 150 points is nothing to, doesn't take long actually. Add to the role of the noob to animate the chat, I see. Makes sense. You can also don't deck fast. Well, we will. We're also gonna deal 145 damage first, so not a problem. Decking doesn't actually work because they have the apparitions in their deck and they eventually draw them. Yeah, it's faster and they want They can have ballista and removal for this, right? Unfortunately, there is no option to save targets for just a turn. I thought there was. They have to remove it. Are you out of packs? I'm not. I have more packs. Thank you for the raid of Pavlush. Raiders, we want to see... Where does it save the targets? Can I unsave targets? Good chat, do you want to see... Kanister and Escort MTG beating Infinite Life? Where is someone actually good this time? Yeah, this time for sure. Has to be, right? Are they dead still? Maybe they are if I get an Azusa. Right, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, and a lot more exclamation marks, yeah. I see. This feels scammy. Okay, explain in detail to me why it does feel scammy to you. Stabbed, I guess. I only have one Visiva in the deck, so... We had more Visivas, I would have gotten them, but... I don't. Do I say anything about Infinite Life? No, I just gained 169 with their combo when they stopped. We're going to play Dumping Sphere in the sideboard for some reason. They have the spam bars, I guess. We're going to take out the Radiant Fountain, lol. Why? Like, I think I want one. I don't want the Bazooka block. You can board in Emrakul to actually beat Infinite Life. That's a concern. That's not. This is not actually required. This world was once so much more than confines of Makta Manum. How is Emrakul good versus Infinite Life? It's a bit convoluted, but you're playing against Infinite Life. In paper you can't beat Infinite Life in theory, and like, if they have more cards in the deck, you're gonna mill. So if you have an Emrakul in your deck, you can do the Dryad thing, shoot their things for a long time. If you happen to draw your Emrakul, in the end, you get to play out your Emrakul, attack them, destroy all their permanents with Annihilator, which means that they can no longer kill your Dryads with staff, etc. And then you can use your Valaku to kill your Emrakul and mill after them. This is a bounce land from being super great, so I think I'll keep. Maybe you should play one more bounce land in this deck. Sage for a Sprawl? No, Sage is because they frequently play multiple Dumping Sphere in the sideboard, which is kind of good against my plans. Especially since there is no cantrip that finds that. Can you just not beat Heliod players with damage? Well, you can, which is why I didn't board the Emrakul. It's Ormel and for control. I will board an Emrakul against control, which I'm not sure if it's great, but I will. I am doing that, yes. Alright, bounce lands. XD. You can't Titan this turn, right? There's no way. Wait! There is a way, actually. Because this is a Arboreal Grazer. No, but we won't have enough green, will we? No, we are green locked. Because we go like another growth chamber, fetch the Grazer, and we only have 5 mana at the end. And 5 mana that can't use Castle Garenbrig. Yeah. I play the Grazers. Castle Garenbrig, yeah, exactly, that's what I said. That's the card that's not gonna work. Unfortunately. Oh, I play Spike Feeder, says opponent. Okay, this kanister. Pink Sphere is medium. On MTG I think you need to overall on power / operation for Dryads. Yeah, but with the fact that you think that doesn't mean that my opponent thinks that, and I would not be surprised if they were to play Dumping Sphere against me. But it's sure. Next time we should be able to double Titan. Yeah, next time we can do whatever we want. What's the best way to play this turn? Do they have a path to stop one of the Titans? Turn at bounce land, bounce it, play Titan, get 2 more mana. I'm gonna figure it out as we go exactly because it's not particularly important. But like there is some kind of optimal amount of the amounts that I would like to pick up my land and replay it before I start not doing so, because I start leaving them in play for Dryads. Then we also want to haste both Titans, idly, which is also cost mana. OMG late night candy stream with WTF, thanks for the sub. So I'm looking for Crumbling Vestige, bounce land. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it can be Crumbling Vestige, Castle Garenbrig. That works too. That's the same thing. Green. Two lands left. In the next stage a Heliod, but that's of dubious quality. A play of dubious quality. You have 2 lands to play still. Forest Garrison. There are Strongholds. Yeah, it all works. Kill this guy and turn 2 last match. Nice. They get enough good shots to the arm that they fall unconscious. Okay, 2-1 chat. Winning record. Nice.